and welcome to a very, very windy top of the world. Exceedingly windy. It's going to be a very windy day. It's been a windy week. It's going to get worse. Anyway, I've got to carry on. So you just have to ignore the wind noise. There's nothing I'll do about it. Yesterday I was all day framing. The day before that I was doing groundworks, but we got stopped at lunchtime by rain and wind. So we'll start there and I'll show you where we've got to. So we've cleaned this area here. This is for the new Sawmill building, which is a continuation of our camp and board building. And then I've made up the framing. There's 2.5 frames there. There's half a frame over there. And there's all the angle sections and 2 more frames there. Now I've done all the frame making in a previous video, so I'll put a link to that. So if you want to know how I make the frames, you can go and watch there. They're crude, but they're very strong and they're very fast to make. And we're using this out of all the used material come off the old railway bridge. All of this is what we got in last year. For my regular viewers, you'll know this. Anyway, these are the frames I made up yesterday. These frames here, and then all the other frames. We can start putting the frames up today. I'm not quite sure how far we're going to get with the wind or how much of effect it's going to have, because I'd like to have got the frames up and the beams. The big one, of course, still sat over there. I've got to do a little bit more work on that before it can go up. But the wind. There is an upside to the wind, and that's it's drawing all the wood. So all the wood we got split that's in the woodshed and in the stillages down the back there, that's all going to dry really quickly. Anyway, I'll do less talking, see if I can find a sheltered place to set you up. should be more than that. Anyway, 22 feet, 7 metres a second. That's fast, strong, gusty. That's the basic framework up. I'm going for lunch now. Right, that's the upright posts. That's the end one. That's the middle one. This is obviously the, I say obviously, this is the Sawmill bay. But I need more length, so I've left this one open. There's another wall to go in here yet. But before we do anything else, we're going to get this big beam up. This is the big one we cut down from up on the forest and brought back on the log sled, believe it or not. Anyway, we're going to fit this in here. The tricky bit about this is I've got to feed it in up there to make the connection. That's it, let the wind move that thing. So that should be alright, we can do that. But we got to finish cutting it. If you remember, we could only do so much on the sawmill, and we've got to cut this end. Now I've got to take a slice off of here and a slice off of here, and then we're good to go. We can get it in. Oh, here we go then. Half a ton of beam, one man, no spotter, really windy conditions. It's cold. Let's pop this beam in. Yeah, I might have to do something with this. Anyway, you saw that one growing. You saw me cut it down, and then you saw me dig underneath it, put the snow sled underneath it and haul it back, and there it is. And that replaces that big bowed one there, because now we can move this from there to there. Well, we've got to put an extra wall in here, and then we can put another upright up and then put that beam across. Might not be the best angle in the world, but I've jammed one of the legs of the tripod into the pallet and then put a load of wood on top of it just to stop it from otherwise. Anyway, another beam. Wonder why I'm putting beams on in the windiest day in the millennium. I don't know. Anyway, I am. Probably because I ain't had much excitement this week. I've had a few splinters, a few infections, you know, but nothing really dangerous yet. That's my daily dose, that is. Wobbly broken ladder, unsupported beam, tractor running unattended, chainsaw, broken wobbly ladder, windstorm. I think the last 5 minutes we've broken every single health and safety rule that's ever been made. No, that's not true because there's so many. And then just when you think you've got them all worked out, they'll invent a new one so that somebody gets their massive salary. Anyway, health and safety rules. Never built anything. Right. We have though. Oh bollocks, that's broken. Oh, something else is broke. I mean, honestly. Look at that. That's just come. That's because it's. Anyway, so if you're a health and safety advocate, right, you're on the wrong channel. Cheerio. There we go. Look at that. Right Right, so the idea is here, this bay here, this is a 3x3. We're going to enclose this and lock it up, put doors on it. This end room here, this is where I want to put the saw sharpeners and all the stuff to do with the sawmill that's currently in the factory. I think this 3x3 is going to be here. 3x3 is 10 foot by 10 foot. 10 foot by 10 foot. And then what that does is that gives us, what is that? I think that's 30 feet. That gives us 30 feet straight through there. Now just don't worry about this because all the floor's coming up, so that won't be there. But we'll have a straight 30 feet now for the sawmill. Right, that's the basics of it. I've got to do some connecting joints on the framework and the corners, and then we're ready to cut the rafters. I've got to straighten this up. Where are we? I don't know how we ended up at this end. I think I've got to straighten this up at this end. Yeah, I've got to kick the bottom over there. It's upright that way. We just got to do a little bit of adjusting. And this one's upright. Right. I've got to kick the bottom in. Yeah, just slightly. There we go. Not a lot. A couple of 3 thuds with a sledgehammer. I think we're pretty much upright on the framework. Yeah. And it's just got temporary support, so might have temporary supports, but it's right there. And I don't think we need to recheck this beam, but we'll just put that on there anyway. Yeah, no, that's good. Nothing's moved there in all our messing around. Right. Okay. There we are. So it's half a day on the framework, half a day on the groundworks, and we've got to backfill with a bit of gravel, and I'm putting floors all the way through here. It's a day making the framework and a day to put the structure up and get the beams installed. So tomorrow, I guess we'll do all the frame fixings, get the roof on. We can start thinking about cladding this. I've got to sort out about the roof. I haven't got anything for the tin roof yet. We've got some tin here, black tin, but I used a lot of rubbish on this roof because that's all I had. And this end blew off a couple of years ago and I had to buy some new tin. So I've got a few sheets of new tin. There we go, we've got a few sheets of new tin we can use there, but the rest of it's just old boilerplate and stuff that I scavenged up. And you can see there's actually a section of roof missing here. Well, I lobbed it off of that to do that porch job, because that's all I had. Anyway, and what we're going to do on the end here is I'll drop some stone in here. I'm just going to put a little lean-to on here, a little open lean-to, just to chuck some stuff, keep it out of the weather. Well, we're getting there. That's the next 2 bays done. Well, I say done. Done. Well, I wish it was done. And what have we used the materials? Well, I've got to confess, last time we used second-hand nails and or reclaimed nails, and this time I've used some cheap Chinese screws from the Jungle Company. Oh look, the sun's out. Oh, look, it's snowing and there's a storm. Oh, the sun's gone. Wait a minute, I'm going to turn around again in a minute. How's your patience, Simon? Better than it used to be. wonder where Casper is. In there. So it's the 1st of June. How cold is it, Simon? Cold. I'm back into full winter thermals. Multi-layers. I've got 4 layers on my top and then I've got a coat on top of that. Is this normal? Yeah. We could have complete whiteout yet. Snow could come back. Drop the half a metre of snow. It's normal. Yeah, absolutely normal. Anyway, the sooner we get these rafters cut, the sooner we get the roof on. And that's what I'm doing. Huh? Cutting rafters, look. Timbers, if you ask me. Anyway, there we go. 3.5 days on my Jack Jones, and we're ready to put the plastic on. Obviously, we're not even going to attempt that. Put the plastic on, and we've got no tin for it. But the framing's done. So I think we're calling there. It's just been an impossible week with the wind. I have to get the shelter and I have to do it before my battery goes flat. Right, we leave the video there then. That's the basic framework up. Thank you all for joining me. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.